Here are 10 things I wish I knew about men in my 20s. So I was anxious by thinking, giving too much and making him the priority and main center and focus of my life and making many mistakes. I'm not gonna claim to be an expert in men, about men, but I have learned so many things I want to share with you, and I learned them the hard way. So here we go. If you're new here, I am Yula, the Anxiously Secure coach, and welcome to the Anxiously Secure podcast. I created an earned secure attachment style, meaning I was anxiously attached, for years and years, and it really impacted on how I felt, how I was showing up, my anxiety levels. I didn't even know I had anxiety, always in my head, always worrying, always being shy around people, and it's draining and it's exhausting, and lots of things had to do with men. And I just want to dive deep into now what I've learned and what I would want to share with you, share with my younger version of myself. Disclaimer, I'm not a therapist or doctor. This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, or heal any mental health condition. If you're in an abusive relationship or dealing with severe mental health challenges, always seek professional advice. And number one is, it is never about men versus women alone. It was always about attachment styles, actually. So avoidant or anxious or secure. We often think, men are like this and women are like this. Women are the ones who want marriage and want commitment, and men are unavailable and are immature emotionally. But that's not always true. A lot of things are going back to attachment theory. Avoidant or anxious or secure. Like if someone grew up having fend for themselves emotionally, they will shut down later on. Think of the guy who disappears for 2 days because he needs space, or the woman even. Not because he's a man, but because his nervous system was trained to go solo. So if someone grew up with chaos, now they will cling and they will repeat the same kind of chaos. The guy who texts 20 times when you don't answer right away. So if someone learned that love was safe, they will show up. They will want to create the same kind of safety and repeat this again. The one who follows and the one who actually follows through on plans without drama. Stop blaming gender and start understanding actually wiring an attachment. Number 2 is, you teach a man exactly how to treat you within the first weeks of dating. So your actions set the entire dynamic. If you overfunction, he will underfunction. Like sending him 5 date ideas while he sends exactly 0. If you chase this, he will relax. It's like double texting, just checking in while he sends a thumbs up emoji. If you start the relationship being the planner, the checker, the fixer, his mom, booking restaurants, reminding him of his own appointments, did you eat? Did you sleep? Are you cold? You just signed up to be his manager forever. You're gonna do this for the rest of your relationship and marriage together. Men don't just get better later. They're not a project. They repeat what you rewarded at the beginning. 3. If you treat him like a toddler, he will always act like one. That is similar of what we just talked about. So if you remind him, don't forget your gym bag, don't be late, did your mom text you back, did you book your dentist appointment, shall I do it for you? You manage him. He will see you as his mom, not as your lover. No wonder why he pulls back physically and emotionally. Sending him screenshots of his train times, because just in case he will forget, or wake him up early because he has a flight to catch. Because what if he actually misses the flight? So what? Let him miss the flight. Let him miss the train. Let him be late. You basically treat him like a toddler, or treat him like a therapist. You're checking in like you're his supervisor. Are we okay? Are you really okay? Can I do anything to fix your mood just so I can feel better? You are not his therapist, you are not his mom, you are not his, I don't know, manager. Once you are in this role, you can't remove it easily, okay? The chemistry dies, his drive dies, and the polarity dies. Men step up when you stop stepping in. Men don't love you for the things you do for them. That's how you fall in love with your man, but not the other way around. He might stay, but he will withdraw emotionally and physically over time. Next point. If you want a man to pursue you, stop performing. He cannot chase you emotionally if you're already halfway in his lap. Men are wired to move towards what feels very valuable. If you fill every silence, over-explain, and make it too easy, he gets lazy. Even if you dress too little, there's no room for fantasy. Or like you say, you're sending 3 paragraphs and essays after he just texts hey, or saying sure, I'll come to pick you up at 7. Again, even though you had your plans and you washed your hair and your hair's still wet and you're now rushing just to picking up again at 7, just to see him, just to perform and to be happy and to please him. Or you try to fix his stress from work just to make him happy, to make sure everything is smooth. Say, hey, don't worry, I got your emails handled, and I massage your shoulders, and I cook your favorite meal, and I hop to the shop to get you more beer. Yeah, you're noticing and commenting on every single change. Oh my god, did you use a new cologne? You smell differently today. Are you okay? What's happening at work? Tell me more. Like, you're adjusting your mood to match his. Are you so quiet today? Are you so serious? Are you okay? Are we good? Did something happen? You're offering constant emotional commentary and you're defending him at all cost. Don't worry that you snapped at me, basically. Like, I know you're stressed. I know it's okay. Let the gap exist. Wait before you're replying, before you starting another conversation. Let him pick up the next date, the next conversation. Let him wonder what you're doing for once. Maybe don't be always home when he comes home. Maybe just be busy for once and don't pretend to be busy. Your life should be full. So that's where the pursuit happens. Let him miss you as well. Let him be the one who chases you a little bit. Stop performing for him. And number 5 is men respond to your energy, not to your anxiety. I wish I knew sooner is men don't pull away because you're too much. That's the good news. They pull away because your energy starts to feel like pressure. When you're anxious, you switch into proving, convincing, chasing, overperforming. A man can feel that instantly, even though they might be not aware of it fully, but subconsciously they can feel the energy. They don't hear your words, but they feel the state you're in. And the truth is, a man will always move towards a secure man, by the way, okay? We're talking about secure man here. And you want a secure man. So a secure man will always move towards secure and calm energy, away from anxious urgency, always. So like when you send 3 follow-up texts because you're panicking, or when your tone changes and when he can tell you're off, even if you say you're fine, or when you over-explain again what you meant because silence feels unbearable. Men aren't scared of your emotions. True men, secure men. They're scared of intensity that feels like a demand. It's the calm, grounded, self-respecting energy that makes a man lean into you. And number 6 is red flags don't fade, they grow. So you know that tiny gut feeling you get in the first weeks and you notice already exactly, oh, this behavior is not great, but hey, maybe I can fix him, maybe I can take him on as a project. The small you brush off because he's very cute. You laugh around him and you feel good around male and around validation. And that's the same thing that becomes your heartbreak 6 months later. You romanticize the potential, you justify inconsistencies. We tell ourselves it's early, he will change. That can be just a little blip. But the truth is, people don't miraculously level up unless they want to, okay? They continue their behavior And actually those flags are going to be magnetized over time. They continue the behavior you allow. If he's inconsistent now and half in now, he will be half in later. If he's unpredictable now, he will be unpredictable later. If he's canceling last minute and you're saying no worries, even though you cried about it and you panicked and you got yourself ready and we're all like excited about everything, let it be a sign. Or him texting only at night and you pretending it doesn't bother you, or him never planning dates and you taking over because it's just easier. Early patterns are a future problem in like miniature signs. And now I think that's my favorite. I think it's number 6 now. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were never too much. It's his capacity was just too little. So you know when a man says, oh, he can't handle your feelings and you're too much, or he gets distance the moment things get real. There was never proof that you were too overwhelming, too intense, too much. It was proof that his emotional bandwidth was tiny. When someone doesn't love you well, it's not because you're unlovable, it's because that's the limit of what they can do, of their capacity to love you, of their ability to love you. That's their nervous system, that's their upbringing, that's their trauma, that's their wiring. It has nothing to do with you, how good enough you are, or your worth. Don't twist yourself into like a pretzel just to match someone's emotional limits. Don't shrink yourself to make him comfortable. Don't chase more just because he gives less. And the truth is, his triggers are about him and your triggers are about you. And it's only your job to not shrink more, is to choose what actually supports your secure, grounded version of yourself. Like when you blame yourself about he's shutting down again, or assume you're too emotional because he just can't be showing up for you and he can't handle it. Or you try harder every time he pulls back, thinking, effort will magically fix him. No. If someone can't meet you, let that be information that is useful. Sometimes the most self-loving move is just to walk away. First out of the room and later out of the relationship. Not as a punishment, but as self-protection, as self-love. Now, number 8 is a man's effort is only real truth, not his words. So, when a guy talks big but shows up very small, says he cares, but you feel alone, says he wants to do something real, and he treats you like an option. So that mismatch is very confusing. Men don't hide their priorities, they reveal them through consistency, through presence and follow through. Basically through actions. Actions mean so much more than words, especially in men. Women are different. Women say something and often they really mean what they say. However, guys are different. They talk a lot and they mean nothing with it. So if he wants you, you'll feel it. If he doesn't, your body and your gut already knows it as well. So stop trying to translate his words, start reading his actions. And again, give it time to understand his words align with his actions. Because actions are the language of commitment, words are the language of the potential. So like when he says he wants to see you, but he never picks up the date, or he's going to say he's going to call later, but he never going to call because something important came up. Or he says you're special, but then he never treats you to anything special. He never takes you out, or he only sees you on a Monday, never at the weekend. That's a sign. Don't build a future on a maybe. Don't chase crumbs because you hope they turn into a meal. A man who's serious doesn't leave you guessing. A man who's unsure keeps you anxious. Your worth isn't measured by how patient you are. It's measured by how quickly you walk away from half love. And number 9, ladies, love isn't always I love you 50 times a day. This is important. Just basically a follow-up on the previous, that words don't always matter, that actions matter more, especially in men. So just because he doesn't constantly say I love you, doesn't mean he doesn't love you. So again, most men's love languages aren't words of affirmation. Their love is coming through actions as well, how they show up for you, the way he shows up, the energy he puts into you, how he prioritizes you. This is really love. It's basically, what's it called, acts of service. And society also hasn't exactly taught men to express their feelings verbally. From a young age, men are really conditioned to hide their emotions, to hide being vulnerable. Boys don't cry, be strong, don't show emotions. So add that to everything on top of it, to the upbringing. If they didn't see emotional expressions in their upbringing through the mom maybe as well, they don't know how to even do this. So it's not even a comfort zone. And then neuroscience shows some slight differences as well in how male versus female brains work in terms of emotions and language. However, honestly, most of it is really based on how men aren't really verbally expressing themselves because of what culture has taught them and has wired their brain to see, you know what, men don't do that, only women are really affirmative and expressive, and that's then how they show up later in love as well. So how does it actually look like if a man is in love with you? Maybe they're noticing you're cold and he's grabbing his jacket, remembering your favorite coffee or rearranging his schedule to be there for you. Maybe he's showing you around, bringing you to places, or watching your favorite movie with him, quietly supporting you, protecting you, showing up in a way, spending quality time with you, or just spending his weekend with you. It can be looking very differently. Don't be too specific on the things I named, okay? It's important that you look out for your relationship. Like, is he showing up for me in his ways? Again, society rarely teaches men to express love through words, but their nervous system, their energy, their action speaks volumes. So stop obsessing over how many times he said I love you today, especially if he's avoidant attached, okay? They just have this fear of being vulnerable and expressive, so this can come on top of that. But even for secure people, they might say it, but not as many times as you would like to hear it. Watch rather what he does, not what he only says. Number 10 is, if a man is confused about you, he's not your person. So you know when a man says things like, I'm not sure, I need time, I'm figuring myself out, that is not a mystery. You don't want to keep pursuing this guy if you're dating the guy. That is avoidance dressed up as honesty. They're actually trying to be honest here. Listen, a man who wants you is never confused. He's certain, he's steady, he's clear. Yes, he might have fears as well and build up a wall, but overall, he doesn't say things like, oh no, I need time, on things like this. Confusion is already a decision, and it doesn't mean that he needs more time for, bigger things like a marriage. That is completely fine. I think it is really important to take your time to actually get to know each other, to build a foundation financially where you want to settle down and all of these other things. However, there's a difference between someone who's actually confused about you and maybe even, wants to explore other connections or explore himself in general. And the truth hurts, but it saves you, even if you're already into this guy. A man who's unsure will always make you feel unsure, and that's maybe why you're overthinking and obsessing over him, because you know he only can give you crumbs and a little bit, but that's why you are so obsessed with him, because the less he gives you, the more you want him. Your nervous system knows when you're someone's option, and your anxiety, it can be wrong at times, but deep down, I think you know the answer if you're listening to it. Anxiety is really, really fast and tells you have to break up fast, but intuition is more slow. It's more whispering to you. It's more telling you, hey, you know what? I think this guy is not really into you. I think you deserve better. Like when he cancels but still says, oh, I like you, but making excuses for it. Or he wants intimacy but avoids emotional closeness completely and never talks about anything personal. And that's okay for a certain amount of period, but if this always continues and he never opens up about anything, it could be his fears as well, but do you want to be with someone like that long term? You deserve more. So, and a quick summary of all of the points we talked about today, I will be sharing in part 2 because there are so many more lessons I've learned about men that might be helpful for you. Let me know in the YouTube comments so far which ones are your favorites and what you have also learned about men. So again, first is stop blaming the gender. It's probably attachment wiring. Second is you teach a man how to treat you within the first weeks. Third one is if you treat him like a toddler, he will always act like one. 4, stop performing to, let him chase you. 5 is man responds to your energy, secure man, not to anxiety. And 6 is red flags don't fade over time, they will only grow. 7, you were never too much. It's actually about their capacity. And then a man's effort is only real truth, is not about his words. And the next one is love is really shown differently. Words aren't the only way. So again, watch his actions, not his words alone. And the 10th one, if he's confused about you, he's not your person. Walk away. So if you love this episode and want to attract secure love, stop overgiving, stop chasing, and finally feel confident, grounded with men. Maybe you're a guy listening and actually want the same, want to attract secure women or secure people into your life, let's chat. Shoot me an email or hop on a free call with me. I'll show you how to regulate your emotions, set boundaries, rewire your nervous system, attachment style, and challenge your limiting beliefs to really attract irresistible guys, people into your life without the chase, because you are worth it. You don't have time to lose. Time is precious. So remember, change in your relationship starts with you, thought by thought, action by action, and episode by episode. Lots of love, Yula. P.S. There are about 30 plus free resources in the attachment library, from worry-free flowcharts to what you're going to do if he doesn't text. Lots of free things, courses as well. Bye-bye.